Welcome! Today we're going to go over how to monitor and manage your students that are currently enrolled in LGL Edge. So first you'll want to log into your account. And once you're there, you're going to want to go to Instruction, Edge 2.0. From here, we're going to click on Current Course Usage. What we're looking at today is the course that the student is actively enrolled in that is aligned to their DORA or ADAM assessments. We're going to pick which course we want to look at. Currently it's for both ELA and math, but we're going to look at math today. All right, so I would just want to go over, if you want to look at a particular date range, you can adjust that. But for now, we're going to be looking at all of the activity on this course for this student. This does not include previous courses. You know, if you've updated, this information will update. If you have assigned lessons, that information is not on there. What we want to look at is the course that they have been assigned, like I said, to their DORA and ADAM assessments, their most recent course. First name, last name, and then we have their grade. We have how many hours they've used the program so far in this course. And we have the number of lessons to grade level. For these students who are in third grade, we're going to be looking at the kinder, first, second grade lessons. So how many lessons do they have left until they get to their third grade or grade level lessons? Our example student today is going to be Kimber Curry. So Kimber has 21 lessons left until they reach their third grade lessons. On average, it takes them 8 minutes to finish or work on a lesson. So even if they work on it multiple times, that will count in here. And then this tells us, okay, looking at on average, they spend 8 minutes on a lesson. They have 21 lessons left. It's going to take them a predicted amount of time of 2.8 hours to reach their third grade or grade level lessons. Our next column is number of lesson attempts. This is how many times a student has clicked on a lesson. Anytime they click on any lesson, that counts here. Whether they finish it or not, whether they pass it or not, everything is tracked in number of lesson attempts. So if they start a lesson and then leave before they finish it, it counts. Number of total completed lessons, which is this column, is how many times they finish their lesson. Now if they don't pass it, it still counts here. Or if they've redone the same lesson, let's say they work on triangles 3 times. They click on it once and click out because they ran out of time. They click out of it once and they finish it but don't pass it. That would count here. That click would count here, as well as the not passing it. And then they work on it again and they pass it. That will count both in lesson attempts, total completed, and then that is also included in their unique completed lessons. This is how many different lessons they've worked on. So each lesson title basically is counted here in the unique completed. Then we also have their average scores, and then you have their course progression. So the student is assigned 64 lessons total. They have completed 14 lessons. If we click here, we can see every time they've clicked on a lesson, all 23 clicks. What we see with measure length, with the score of 0, means that they did not finish the lesson. They have a score of 0, they clicked in, and they clicked out. So for example, this student spent 1 minute on this lesson and then left. But then they spent 22 minutes on this lesson and they left before finishing it. So we can see each of their lesson attempts. Every time they've clicked on the lesson and what time it was when they were working on the lesson, so you can really track their progress. If there's an X here, there's going to be a 0 over here because they didn't complete the lesson. But the green check marks indicate that they completed it. Now they need at least a 75% to pass, so you can see here on Shapes Position B, the first time they completed the lesson, they didn't pass it, they got a 71. But the second time, they got 100%. So we can hit back, and we can go ahead and look at, all right, well, that list had every single thing they did in order, but I want to look at each lesson and see where were their areas of greatest need. And so I can go to Edit and go to Math. Now this shows me each lesson that they worked on, how much time they spent on it, and what their score was. So how many times they played it, and I could check to see if they got stuck on anything. So if this number is, 5, 6, 14, we don't want that. We don't want a student working on it too many times. We want them to be able to pass it after at least, a couple tries and then move on. But let's say, we are looking at measure length, and this student isn't able to pass measure length. They've spent 23 minutes on it. We want them to move on. We want to help them. So maybe we can use the student notes section, or email them, or contact them if we're not in the classroom, or if you are in the classroom, you can help them through the lesson. But we don't have time to do that right now, let's say. You can go ahead and remove that lesson. You click on uncheck the box, and you would save changes. And then that would remove that lesson. The lesson would disappear. When you want to add it back in, you come to Grade View, and we'll look for that lesson. We want to look for the blue lessons that are not checked. So here I found that lesson, measure length. Go ahead and add that back in. And we would save changes, once again here. Very careful not to close the course. Save the changes. And when you come back to linear view, that will be there. So that's how you edit. Now also, let's say you are having students that are having trouble with the section challenges, and you want to remove the section challenges for the student. You can go ahead and use the Remove Section Challenge button. I'm going to click on that. I will accept. I will remove the section challenges for this student and save changes. Now, when I go back to current course usage, what I'm going to see in math is that that student now has fewer lessons. And for Kimber actually now only has 59 lessons. So Kimber had a lot of section challenges. So we will, this shows you, it should be 59 or 60 if you've removed the section challenges. So that's the overview for the current course usage tab. I hope you find this helpful, and I hope that you are able to manage your students and keep track of their progress throughout their EDGE usage. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.